I'm a griot. What griot means is that griots are storytellers and praise givers. I've been asked to get this one story correct that I believe has been told to us wrongly from the beginning. I have a theory and idea that people from Africa being sold to Westerners originally, the original first cause is wrong. I believe that the original first cause was out of trust and a guarantee, a lied guarantee that we would be returned to the homeland, because the original people were just tribesmen with no weapon bigger than a gun or better than a gun, or anything else that a Westerner brought over to Africa. I feel like the people in Africa back then were really small, and I feel like they couldn't help themselves against the attacks. They couldn't help themselves against the attacks when they came back and stole more people, took them by chains around their neck. The tribesmen were put on ships and then told in America that our own country, that their own country sold them out and that they could never return. And what does that do immediately to someone who feels that their own home sold them out and that they can never return? What does that do? It automatically makes them feel bad about themselves. Now you can imagine that feeling multiplied by generations and generations and generations of people. And here we are today with low self-esteem and amnesia. I believe that Africa did not sell us out, and that Africa gave us trustingly away to Westerners who told them that they would be brought back. Westerners lied to the tribesmen in Africa. We're uncovering the original intent of why people were sent from Africa to America, why Africans were sent from Africa to America. That's what we're uncovering, is the original intent. And I'm sure someone out there, perhaps even in Africa, has written down the truth of the matter, the truth of what happened. I believe that our motherland would never sell us out. I mean, come on. What I believe happened is that tribesmen in Africa encountered a bigger force, basically. They encountered a bigger force, thinking that everything was going to be okay. They're on the mainland, waving goodbye. Yet, little do they know that in the boat that they've just given their people to, the men there are flipping the script and telling them that they are bought slaves, And so they arrive in America and are treated like animals and product and sold, They're treated like product. They're treated like dogs. Perhaps the Westerners came back knowing this and took more of the tribesmen people. That happened. That will not be denied. Our ancestors are sorry, because that's not how it was meant to happen. And we were supposed to be returned to Africa. And the people at the mainland were lied to. The script was flipped back in the beginning, is what my ancestors would like to say. And that we should not be angry at Africa anymore. Us black people should not be angry with Africa anymore, because Africa did not sell us out. Okay, Africa was lied to. And as a result of us being lied to, we had to experience slavery in America. We did not get sold out by our Africa, okay? Do not be angry at our homeland anymore, is what my ancestors have to say to us black people. Don't be angry at our homeland anymore. This is so important, because so many black people in America are experiencing low self-esteem. The stories of slavery were put there on purpose to keep black people down, to keep our self-esteems down. There's a serious epidemic here with black people, is that we have very low self-esteems because we have been told a false story. We have been told a false story about ourselves. And it's time for it to be corrected. It really is. Because things were stolen from Africa and never given back. And Africa has been blamed for all of this. And it's simply not true. This is why so many black people are angry. Because We have amnesia and we don't know who we are. We're told a false story in schools. We're made to believe that story, and we're kept in poverty because we can't escape our own sadness about the issue. We can't escape our own sadness about the issue because we don't know where we come from. I want to know that story, that different story. That story where Africa didn't sell out its own people.